as a descendant of ancient Iran.
That's great.
Paul, so these grounds here where we are, Pan Pacific Park, on the front lawn with the LA Museum of the Holocaust behind us, this is a park that since 2020 has been used for anti-Israel demonstration rallies and marches that launched from here. In fact, it was May 2020 that the area was pogromed by a group that launched here. And here, it's a lot of chutzpah to do it in front of a Holocaust museum because it made it a little bit conspicuous, the Jew hatred in that, and of course that was 2020. Now here we are, again,
Well, I don't think it was any accident back then. I thought it was carefully chosen, even though there were people attending it that were Jewish and from the neighborhood. I think it was carefully chosen to do damage to the heart of the Jewish community in Los Angeles.
Okay, so Karen Bass is now mayor, and now we have Melina Abdullah, who led those movements as BLM. She's a vice presidential candidate along with Cornel West for a party. How much can Jews in Los Angeles rely on the current administration in Los Angeles, which has been so far left for so long?
Well, I don't think Karen Bass is someone that's far left. She's not part of that. When she ran for mayor, the far left had their own candidate against her. I think she's very reasonable, and she's supportive of the Jewish community, and I'm glad that she's there.
What did she say? I didn't hear a peep from her about condemning the UCLA and USC anti-Zionist. They weren't pogroms, but they were very intimidating and illegal occupations. It had to be kicked off by the police. She didn't say anything against them to calm them down, other than the generic, which all people have to be. But how can Jews rely on this administration today, given what's happening in USC? They're still occupying that campus.
Well, it's a hard thing to say what a public official should do in terms of protests on both sides. I mean, even as a former Jewish council member, I think the worst thing that happened on the UCLA campus was the pro-Israeli side physically assaulting the protesters.
You think that was the worst thing that happened at UCLA?
That was the worst thing that happened at UCLA. I mean, there were terrible things. People weren't allowed to pass because they were Jewish or pro-Zionist. But having pro-Israel people come and, throw tear gas and physically cause harm and injure people, I thought that was really bad also. And if
they hadn't come, the encampment would still be there today, though, wouldn't it?
I would rather have seen the encampment stay there than to see pro-Israel folks assaulting students. I thought that was the worst and stupidest thing that could have been done.
Are you familiar with the woman who got her head bashed in and knocked into a coma that day, a week ago today, Sunday, on the campus? That the retaliation was sparked by?
I am not aware of that. I still don't think it excuses it. There's no good right way to deal with this. I mean, it's especially for the LAPD, because at first they were attacked for not doing enough quickly enough, and then they were attacked for getting things under control. I mean, no matter what, it's a can't-win situation for a lot of folks.
No, but the head of security for UCLA, who was now asked to resign, told UCLA administrators that they can't let this encampment. You're not allowed to sleep overnight there, and they wouldn't do anything. And now they're trying to kick him out. But wasn't he right that these encampments shouldn't be permitted?
Well, certainly in retrospect, I think the UCLA encampment wound up being disastrous for people on both sides of the issue. It just caused a lot of harm.